How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access math teacher Ash, and welcome to ML with Sir Ash. We have already discussed a lot of videos in our channel about polynomials, the definition, the different classifications, and today we're going to talk about the operations on polynomials, specifically adding polynomials. So if you don't know the trick about this topic, then I suggest you finish this video. But before anything else, hit that subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. Hello math learners! Welcome to another session here in Math Learning with Sir Ash. Today, we're going to discuss the most essential learning competency-based lesson for Quarter 2 of the Grade 7 Mathematics, which is all about adding polynomials. Question is, what is a polynomial? A polynomial is an algebraic expression that has constants, degree or exponents, as well as variables. The polynomials are divided by the two operations, either by a minus sign or a plus sign. Polynomials are classified into four different groups: the one term, the two term, the three term, and the four or more terms. For one term, it is called monomials. For two terms, it is called binomials. For three term, it is called trinomials. And for the four or more terms, it is known as multinomials. But this is all part of the bigger group, polynomials. Now, what are the constraints for us to know that a given expression is not a polynomial? Okay, we should be considering at least three constraints. The first one is that the exponent of your variable is not a whole number. Example, you have x to the power of negative 2. That is not a polynomial. Or, you have x to the power of 1/2. That is not also a polynomial. What else? The other constraint is if your variable is in the denominator side. Example, you have 1 over x. This is not a polynomial. And finally, if your variable is inside a radical symbol. Example, like this. So this kind of example is not a polynomial. Now, question is, how do we add polynomials? In adding polynomials, there are certain steps that you need to consider. The first one is to identify the similar terms. So, example, if this is 2, then other similar terms of this number is also the same as constant. Clear? Now, if you are adding like this, x squared, you will be finding other terms that is like this. For example, 3x squared. So, they can be combined with each other. So, that is what we call identifying like terms. The next thing is either two ways. You can align them vertically or you can group them horizontally. How do I mean by this? Example, you have x plus 3 as one binomial and the other is, let's say, x squared plus 4x minus 2. So how do you add this? First of all, if you are trying to add the two groups, what you need to do is you need to identify first the similar terms. So for this constant, the similar term is this one. For this linear term, the similar term is this one. And since this term do not have any like terms, then that will stay as such. Clear? Okay, now let's go to step 2. If you want to use the horizontal method, then what you can do here is you group the like terms. So first, you get the x squared, and then the linear term, that is positive x, and positive 4x. And then you get the constant term, that is positive 3 and negative 2. So now, you will combine the similar terms. So this is the only term, so you just copy that one. This is the similar term. So x plus 4x, that will give you 5x. Because this x here has a numerical coefficient which is 1. Okay? And then 3 minus 2, that is positive 1. So this will be your final answer. Easy, right? Now, the question is, how about if we use the vertical method? So in this case, if you use the vertical method, Then you just write this one first, okay? And then your 4x, and then the minus 2. Then you put this one, this linear term. So which is the linear term here? This is the one, right? So you just put it below the 4x, and then your constant term is below the other constant term. So that is positive 3. Now you just add them. So this one you bring down. 4x plus x, that is positive 5x. Negative 2 plus positive 3, that is positive 1. And they are just the same. Easy, right? Now, for us to have a concrete understanding about this topic, let's consider some examples. Okay, math learners, we have here our exercises for us to have a concrete mastery of this topic, adding polynomials. So the first one is add 3x plus 8 and 4x minus 3. Now, we will use the horizontal method. First thing is to identify the common terms. So what is common between these two binomials? Of course, this is the common term, right? The 3x and the 4x. What is the other common terms in these binomials? So this is the positive 8 and the negative 3. The next thing you should do is you will group the common terms. So by grouping, we have 3x plus 4x plus 8 plus negative 3. Okay, I hope you got that one. And now, we will be simplifying this. 3x plus 4x, that is 7x. 8 plus negative 3, that will become positive 5. And this will be your final answer. Easy, right? So now, let us go to question number 2. We have 7a squared plus 3a minus 6 and 2a squared minus 9a minus 1. Question is, how do we add them? So by using the horizontal method, first is we need to get the common terms. So the a squared, which is the quadratic term, the common of this one is this one. Of course, for our linear term, the common of 3a is negative 9a. And for the common of negative 6, that is the constant term, that is negative 1. So now, we will be adding the common terms. Okay? So now, the next thing we should do is we simplify. 7a squared plus 2a squared, that will be 9a squared. 3a plus negative 9a, that will give us negative 6a. Negative 6 plus negative 1, that will give you negative 7. And this is now your final answer. Easy, right? Now, if you do have some clarification on how to add integers, we have our video on that one in our grade 7 playlist. You can check that out. But finish this video first. Alright. Now, let's go to our third example. Add 8a minus 5 and 3a plus 2. Question is, how do we solve them vertically? Okay, if we solve this vertically, you could just write first the first given, that is 8a minus 5. And then, you align it with your second binomial. Since this is 3a, a linear term, where is the linear term here? That is in 8a. So, you put that below this one. And then, we have the positive 2, which is a constant term. So, you put that below the negative 5. Okay. And now, you add them. So, 8a plus 3a, that will give you 11a. Negative 5 plus positive 2, that will give you negative 3. And this is your final answer. Easy, right? Now, let us go to our fourth and final example. This is 4x squared minus 5x plus 7. And this will be added to negative 6x squared plus 3x minus 2. So, what we can do is we just write the first given. Okay? So, as you can see, this is the quadratic term, the linear term, and the constant term. Now, in our next group, which among these terms is the quadratic term? That is the negative 6x squared. So, you put it below the 4x squared. And then, our 3x will be placed below the negative 5x. So, that is positive 3x. And then, our minus 2 or negative 2 will be placed below the positive 7 or the plus 7. Now, you will add them. 4x squared plus negative 6x squared, that will give you negative 2x squared. Negative 5x plus positive 3x, that will give you negative 2x. And positive 7 plus negative 2, that will give you positive 5. So your final answer is negative 2x squared minus 2x plus 5. Easy, right? So basically, this is how simple adding polynomials is. Now, this is the time that I will challenge you whether you have understood this topic, and here it is. Okay, math learners, I hope you have the concrete understanding about this topic. If you do have some questions, do not hesitate to put it in our comment section below. This is still your free access math teacher Ash. And always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much for subscribing. And before I end this video, shout out to our supporter and subscriber, Shane Jasper Evangelista. I know you are watching, and happy learning to you. And as well as to our students who are watching this video. God bless, take care, and keep safe always. Congratulations, math learners, for arriving to this part of the video. If you think that this video have helped you, click that like button. And if you think that this channel can change the way you see mathematics, do not forget to click that subscribe button and notification bell. Thank you.